guys, welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to be working on 328 again. If you guys saw the last video, we took the valve cover the homie sent, we got it sanded, we got it polished, it came out really good. So like I mentioned in the last video, we're going to be making a custom part for this, and today we're going to be making that. So we're going to be headed over to the shop. I'm going to fabricate a lid for the valve cover. You may see some of these online. They do sell some that are very similar, but ours is going to be super custom. I'll show you guys once we build it. And if you guys want to get one of these, go ahead and reach out to me. Maybe I can make you one, but I'll show you guys first what we're building. So let's get to it. My new valve cover lids fabricated. So you can see we use this one as our sample. We got the bends done just like the plastic one here. So this will fit the car. Actually made two. So we're gonna hook up these two right here. I'll show you guys what we're gonna be doing next. Luckily we have access to this shear and this brake press here, so we can pretty much fabricate anything we want. All right guys, so we got the valve cover lid already marked. I took the template. You guys just saw that video of us making this template. I laid it on here. I went ahead and marked all the lines and the holes. If you guys check your valve cover, it's going to be 4 inches from the front to the center of this hole and 14.25 from that hole to that hole. So we laid that there, marked those, and then we also marked all the cutouts here. So we're going to take a hole saw and hit all 4 corners here, here, and here, and all these 4 corners. And then we're going to hit these 4 corners. So once we cut out those corners, we'll go ahead and take the grinder, cut all the edges, and that'll look a lot cleaner. And then we'll clean it up with the burr tool. Once we get that done, we're going to go ahead and hit the center hole for the oil cap. This is 5 inches from here to the line. From here to here, center is supposed to be 2 3/4. So we're going to cut that in half. That's 1 3/8 from here to here. So we'll cut that out with a hole saw, a 2 3/4 hole saw. Once we got those cut out, this should fit on the valve cover, and I'll show you guys how it fits. But if we don't finish today, I'll show you guys tomorrow. It is getting kind of dark. I don't want to start pulling out power tools, don't want to upset the neighbors, so we might leave it for tomorrow. But I just want to show you guys where we mark the lines. And we're also going to be doing a second one for my boy Carlo. Shout out to Carlo, he's going to get one of these. So prototypes, once we get these finalized, we might start popping out a couple more. If you guys want one of these, let me know. But okay guys, so we went ahead and marked these pilot holes here, so we can go ahead and use our hole saw that I just picked up. This is a 1-inch hole saw with the arbor in the middle here. So we're gonna mark a 1/2 inch here, 1/2 inch here, so when we cut it out, this will be a 1-inch hole. So I did that on all the corners. We're gonna go ahead and drill them out, but we're gonna start with the small drill bit. It's about a 1/8. Just picked up this drill also, so it's gonna be pretty smooth. Let me get these drilled out. We'll cut out those 1-inch holes, and then from there we're gonna start cutting out the big chunks of aluminum and then getting that cleaned up. All right guys, so we got the holes already cut out. This is the 1-inch hole saw we picked up. So like I said, 1/2 inch, 1/2 inch, that'll center you to 1 inch. We hit all 4 corners on every one of these cutouts. Now we're basically going to go and make a straight cut from hole to hole, and then clean it up very gently with all the corners here with the die grinder. And then I'll show you guys what it looks like on the car. We still got to cut the 2 3/4 hole here, but it's getting kind of dark like I said, so if it gets too dark, we'll show you guys tomorrow. Okay guys, so I got these windows cut out of this lid. So I cut off the material where I marked it. Did the same to this one. This one's already sanded off. I got the corners rounded off, looks really good. I was using this tool I made. So basically it's an air die grinder. I made a little bracket for it so I can pretty much use it as a router. So you just lay it on there. You can actually take down all the material you want. So this is working really good for this. So we're gonna continue. This one's done. I'm gonna go ahead and do this one. These two will be finished up, and we'll get on to the next step. Okay guys, so if you saw yesterday, I got this smoothened out. So I got this all smoothened out, these ends all rounded out. I'm still gonna hit it with a little finer sandpaper to get some of these burrs off, but this is pretty good already. We are gonna end up sanding the whole thing and getting it polished. But before we do all that, I do gotta pop this hole here. It's a 2 3/4 hole. I do have a hole saw specifically for that. This is 2 3/4. The actual hole is going to be a little bit bigger, but I want to start off small, and then I'll grind off to the edge, whichever way it needs to go, because it's not exactly 2 3/4. It's a little bit bigger, but I'll show you guys once we get to that. First, I'm gonna pop the hole in these, and then like I was mentioning the other day, that I was gonna take this to my buddy and get it polished. I did the valve cover, if you guys saw in the last video, came out really good. So I'm kind of tempted to hit this one here. This one has a little more work to do because it's got all these scratches, and it also has the grain from the aluminum. But we take it down with some sandpaper, take it down in steps, and I think we should be able to polish it. So I'm gonna go ahead and try to polish it. It's a larger piece, so sometimes you can see a lot of the polishing swirl. But if I get it mostly polished and I don't like it, I'll just take it to my buddy. He can finish it off. So we're gonna save him a lot of work anyway. But I'm gonna go ahead and attempt polishing it myself. So first, let's go ahead and pop these holes on it, and then we'll go to the next step. Like that, guys, got it cut out. So like I said, we're gonna end up shaving just a little bit more once we fit it on the valve cover. But let's go ahead and, like I said, get this sanded down and polished. All right, so this is gonna give us a general idea what it's gonna look like. You can see it's still raised up here, so it needs to come down. The reason it's hitting it's because the hole is, like I said, 2 3/4. So you can see there's a little gap down here. So we're gonna go ahead and shave some more of this material around this edge, and then get the hole big enough to where this is going to drop and settle, and that should fit where the bolts are going to be here and here. That'll hold the valve cover lid down. So let's go ahead and get these grinded out a little more before we get to the polishing and the sanding, so we can see what it's going to look like finished. But this is already giving us a general idea. So I started hitting it with the 220 already, looking pretty good. Also got in that little corner there and started getting those marks that were in there out. You can still notice one right here, but we'll just keep sanding it out. It's more noticeable on this side. These are marks made by the die. Somebody misused the die and damaged it, so left it marked, and now it transferred over to the aluminum. But no big deal, we'll get those sanded out. So this is all sanded up already with the 220. Got all the imperfections out of it. So this is looking really good. It's all finished up with 220. I'm gonna go ahead and hit it with a Scotch pad and some water, cleaning it up a little bit. It'll take some of those pretty deep scratches out, and then I should be able to hit it with the 800 and keep moving on this one. So let me get to it. Let me get the Scotch pad ready and wipe this down. Cleaned up with the Scotch Brite and water. It's kind of like a wet sand, just gets down to a finer stage. Now we can go ahead and hit this with the 800, and after that we'll get polishing. So let's get to it here. I'm also gonna do the other valve cover off camera. Okay, so I did the 800 dry, then I did 800 wet. So this is the finished result right there. Hit it with the DA and just a bottle of water. Now I'm gonna go ahead and hit it with this 2000 pad. I'm gonna hit it dry first. That'll knock off some of the scratches, and then we'll hit it with a wet one, and then we should be ready to polish. There it is, polished up with the 2000 on the dry. So we're gonna go ahead and hit it with the wet, but it really cleans it up with that dry 2000. Looks really good. Okay, so this is it right here. 2000 wet. This is really smooth now. You can go ahead and start polishing it up. I don't know if you guys can tell on camera, but it looks really good. So let me get the polish equipment going here, and we'll get this buffed out, see what it looks like. Okay guys, so I started polishing it, and I started noticing these brown marks coming up here. You can see these spots. I did notice them before I polished it, but I thought most of this was gonna buff out, and it didn't. So I think we're gonna go with plan B. I'm gonna take it to my buddy. I do know that when he does aluminum and he polishes it, he always hits it with some acid, then he washes it off, and then he polishes it. So maybe that's what's happening here. We might still have contaminants in the aluminum, or I may have burned a little bit of the aluminum when I was buffing it. So he has better equipment. We're gonna go to him. He's gonna do it. But this came out pretty good besides the final polish. I know he'll clean it up. So we'll go over there and get it done. All right, guys, so there it is. I got it back from my homie. He polished it up for me. Came out really good. So him having the right tools definitely made the job a lot better. So you guys can see this. Pretty much looks like a mirror. Looks really good. This is exactly what I wanted. And I also ended up making a second lid. Let me show you what that one looks like here. So this is the second lid I made. This one here, I basically just left it the raw aluminum. I gave it a little bit of a brush with the Scotch-Brite, so it looks really clean, looks OEM. So if you guys still have the regular aluminum colored valve cover, this can look really good with your setup. On mine, I definitely wanted to go polish. This one here, I'm gonna be giving it to the homie Carlo. Shout out to Carlo. Remember, he hooked it up with this valve cover, so it's only right if I give him this one here. I promised it to him, so we're gonna be sending this to him. He wanted it silver. His cover's still silver, so I'm sure he's gonna like it. Reason we left the window here, I'm gonna be showing you guys in the next video. It's really cool, but unfortunately, you guys are gonna have to wait for that one. We got a lot more things going on with the car. I don't want to install this in the engine bay and let it get dusty because we got a lot of things going on. Like I mentioned, we got some external body work stuff going on to the car. We got some interior stuff going on, and there's still some engine stuff that we got to get to. So for now, we're gonna leave it off, and you guys are gonna have to wait for that video. But I want you guys to go in the comments below and let me know if you guys like the silver brushed aluminum look, or do you guys like the polished out aluminum look? Let me know in the comments below. If you guys like this video, go ahead and give us a like. Drop any questions in the comments below. I do answer everybody's questions. So with that being said, guys, we're gonna catch you on the next video. Peace.